I'm live. Hi there, internet land. I'm Sensei Mish. It's been a long time since I've done this. I am streaming on my YouTube and my personal Facebook. So don't know who's going to check in. In fact, I don't expect anybody to check in live. And if you do, I'll see there's this little eyeball thing up here in the corner right there. Anyway, so I've got my tea. So I am a big Dutch fan. I'm not drinking Dutch tea right now. I'm actually drinking some Stash green tea, and we might explore tea because I want to talk about. We're going to talk while I drink tea, and I don't know exactly how long I'm going to be talking for, but at least until my cup dries out. So I have a little list. This could be, I guess we can just call this kind of an update, like, to my journey, because that was a series of videos I did. Haven't posted videos like forever. And I see somebody up there in the, I see a couple people. Can I see a chat? Oh, comments. Say hi. Whoever's tuning in, say hi. I'll say hi back. Hey, Bill, dude, how's it going, man? Yeah, this is new. So I want to, this might be a daily thing. I don't know. I've been off for about 2 months focusing on the school. So I haven't been at the hospital. I am coming to a period in my life where I don't really know if I want to do the hospital thing anymore. I'm kind of enjoying the school thing, even though I'm not yet at a point of going full time with the school, like financially. It is what it is. But sometimes you just have to take that chance for mental health's sake. But I have a list of things that I want to do. All right. So I see a second person. Bill, I'm glad you're doing well. We need to chat more often. So as people come on, just say hi. This is going to be kind of a multitude. I wrote notes because I really didn't know what I was going to talk about. So this could be like a daily thing of like a Star Trek update, because I'm in a year of Trek. I've been watching Star Trek every day. And actually some days I've watched a lot of Star Trek to kind of get ahead of myself because I've had things going on. And there's been some days where I just haven't watched any Star Trek. I know. It's hard to know that. And so I'm actually a little bit behind. I'm about 6 episodes behind. Actually, I'm having just the standard green tea from Stash, Thomas. Let's start with Star Trek, my first love. So again, I'm a little off track. I watched the episode. We're in Voyager. We're in the Voyager. I watched, or I slept through the episode Prototype like 4 or 5 times just because it was late and my brain just couldn't handle how bad of an episode it was. But one thing that I caught it was really funny, and I'm not going to detail it all out. This is just one thing. Is it this little tin man that B'Elanna brings back to life? He's of this race of robots, and the builders, I think that's what they're called. I wasn't taking notes. Anyway, they died out long ago. It was established long ago. And then she asked later on, oh, how old are you? And he says, I've been running for 1,314,000 blah, blah, blah minutes, something like that. So I had to ask Suri, how long is that? Yeah, that's only 2.5 years. So, and he woke up, he said that he woke up with a builder in front of him. And then it was established that basically their cybernetic race killed their makers. So their makers didn't die out a long time ago. It's only been in the last 2.5 years. So anyway, let's see. A whole, like I hadn't talked about because I actually, with this whole year of Trek thing, I wanted to watch it watch Star Trek every day, talk about it every day. And I had a really good start. And then I opened the school and life got, So I am watching as much as I can. I just can't stream. But because I'm making a huge life change or potential huge life change, that will be decided by the end of the week. I may just do this every day, but not specific channel. I'll just stream it live and people can check in when they want to check in. So it'll be a little bit of Star Trek, a little bit of martial arts. So things going on at the school. We have Mother's Day is coming up. So if your mothers are around, don't forget, do something special for Mother's Day. I still have to figure out what I want to do for my wife. So I have no clue. That is some good tea. Anyway, so we're doing a special self-defense class for Mother's Day. Not on Mother's Day, but on the 7th. It's a Saturday. Right now it's scheduled for 4 p.m. because if I go back to work, then I don't get off until whenever. And then, but if I don't go back to work, I might have 2 times, like one like before noon and one like afternoon on Saturday. So we can get some mothers in there and, make them feel safe. Yes. Let's see. Plus your birthday's coming up too. Yes, Bill, my birthday is coming up and that is on my list because I have a special, really cool thing coming up. And Rob, I have to figure out stuff for my wife too. Yes. I love my wife. She's really hard to buy for, but I'm hard to buy for too. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, one of the cool things that I've got going on in the school on a regular basis, we had our second session just this last Saturday. Buddy of mine, Rory Miller. I don't know if people know who he is. He's an author, used to work for Multnomah County Corrections, reality martial artist, like just a really great guy. He wrote Facing Violence, Meditations on Violence, Conflict Communications, a number of books. Anyway, he's great. His wife is awesome. Anyway, so when I opened up the school, or even before I opened up the school, when I was in build out mode, I invited him over and I said, hey, if you would like a home base, I would like this to be your home base. And he thought he's like, absolutely, very honored. So, so once a month we have what we call a training lab, and it's not really where anybody is. It's not where like he is teaching a self-defense class. It is more a group of people getting together. Whatever problem we might have with a technique or maybe a theory we're working on, or we just get together and play. And so the first time we got together, it wasn't a lot of notice for promoting it. So it was just the 2 of us. And, we played with sticks and did some empty hand, and we played with some broadswords, and that was really fun. And my bruises have gone away from that. But anyway, so this last one was super cool. And I have to stop myself. I see a lot of people poking their head in this little eyeball thing up here in the corner. Please say hi. All right. If you're watching, please say hi. I'd love to see who's tuning in. So anyway, this last time we had about 7 people show up. And of course, me and Rory. And it was awesome. We all went around and we introduced ourselves and talked about, gave a little brief. This is what we do. And it just kind of started. We actually started with pressure points. Somebody had a question about pressure points. So, and how it might relate to a technique. And so then we just started going into that. And because I was the pressure point expert in the class, I facilitated that part. And then, we all kind of brought in our own takes on what is a pressure point, from, Chinese medical theory to, Western medical nerves. And there was actually some guy who actually studies the physical body and the nerves. And so he was able to give a lot of good input. And, different people kind of facilitated different, as the topic started in one place and it just kind of slowly grew around. It was an awesome class. So, so if you are in the area, please stop by. You can follow the school. I don't have any graphics that I can put up, but follow me on social media. I'll post it here on my regular Facebook, as well as the school Facebook, which is Artisan Martial Arts. See, Artisan. Oh, there we go. Artisan Martial Arts. For the next class, it's supposed to be, we're doing like the last, the fourth Saturday of every month right now. So, let's see, what day is the fourth Saturday of May? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be the 28th of May. So if you're in the area, Vancouver, Portland, whatever, tune in or, come by. It's a $20 mat fee. It's been fantastic. For those of you who don't know yet, I posted, how did I post it? I posted on Facebook. It made Alexa really, really angry. I thought it was pretty funny. I TikToked today. I think is how I did it. I created a TikTok account, like, I don't know how long ago, because, well, it was the thing, but I don't know how to TikTok. I don't, I wasn't into dancing and doing all that stupid stuff. And then, but as I've kind of been learning more about it and seeing what other people are doing, you don't need to do stupid challenges or dances or anything like that. You just do whatever. So I have a TikTok. I've posted, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos. I've actually got a plan for a TikTok video every day. I've, pre-recorded some stuff. I have plans, it's basically part of my social media plan, which my son, Lucas, who's Winston, he goes by Winston. He is a communications major in college. And so I told him, hey, help out your old man with social media. And that'll be kind of like, because I'm horrible at keeping up with, I've been told I tell great stories. I'm a great storyteller when it comes to my videos and all that kind of stuff, but I am not consistent. And that's one of my problems. So I am learning how to be more consistent. And of course, in learning how to be more consistent, I've just added on more on top that I need to be consistent on. So anyway, if you have a TikTok, it is at Sensei Mish is my TikTok thing. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Bill says, plus your birthday's coming up too. So I'll go back to the Rory thing just really, really quick, because Rory has admitted he has this lab as he says selfishly that he's put this lab together for him. He just wants to play. He doesn't necessarily want to teach. He doesn't mind, guiding people, but he wants to play. So he plays. And so that's kind of his selfish thing. Going on to my birthday, I'm going to be 50. I'm going to be 50 In fact, let's see how long it'll be. Hey, Siri. How many days until June 2nd?
It's 37 days until then.
37 days until my ass turns 50 fucking years old. Yes, I had to drop an F-bomb because I'm just that type of person. So 37 days. In celebration of my 50th birthday, there's actually a couple different things that I'm working on. Mainly is another school event. I've essentially been holding a seminar pretty much every month. That wasn't my initial goal. My initial goal was like every other month, but it's turned into every month, except for May. Nothing going on in May. But June 4th, if you're in the area and can make it, June 4th, I have the first annual, because I want this to be an annual thing. This is like me getting together with my martial arts friends to play. The first annual, I don't know how many people are going to show up. I do have 6 instructors, including myself. I have 6 people that will be teaching throughout the day. Everybody gets an hour, $100 to come. And if it ends up just being the instructors, then it's just the instructors. And it's, we'll just all be learning from each other. But I encourage other people from outside to come and play. I've got me. I've got Harvey Hundit from, and I know I probably didn't say that right. I always fear on how I screw up his name, but anyway, so my buddy Harvey from Bremerton is going to be coming down. He's going to be teaching. Got Rory Miller, he's going to be there. Bobby Stroop, he's going to be there. And let's see. Rob, I have not forgotten about you. So Rob, who's already commented on the Facebook side, he will be there. He's coming from Florida. So thank you, Rob. That's a big birthday present for me. Rob, for those of you who don't know, Rob is a martial artist in Florida. He's also a huge Star Trek fan. And essentially, when I was doing the whole dojo cast, which I might start up, or this might be a replacement for it. I don't know. Because I might have guests on. I don't know. Anyway, so I kind of met him through that. And then we just started chatting offline. And then I had him on my show. And then I started doing the whole Star Trek thing. And, he would, one of my biggest supporters. And I appreciate, I appreciate Rob and the friendship that I built with him. And he's freaking flying out. He's flying out to do the seminar. So there. He's, and I got to, so when I went out to Jacksonville in last October, I got to meet him in real, and super, super nice guy, and very talented martial artist. I also got a gal she runs a school out in Tillamook. And I'm not going to say her name because I'm going to totally butcher it, but her name's Shauna. So let's see. So me, Rob, Bobby, Rory, Harvey, and Shauna. So 6 people. It's going to be an awesome day of training. I'm really looking forward to it. In fact, at one point, everybody I talked to are like, "Oh yeah, I'll teach. Oh yeah, I'll teach." I'm kind of glad some people had to step out. I'm sad that people had to step out because of other obligations outside, but I was like, this is just becoming too much. Just, with so many people. I was only really planning on having it for one day, but it actually ended up, so I don't know, maybe next year it'll be 2 days. Rob, your birthday that's so awesome. Rob's birthday is June 11th. So I think this might be a nice birthday present for him. And I could see that, being selfish. treating yourself. So I see like the little eyeball, 5 people up there. Who's tuning in? Let me know. Put it in the chat. I'd like to see who's tuning in. God, this is so awesome. The other thing I'm doing right now is I'm part of this project. So this is a book that martial arts friend, actually, I don't know if I can, I'll just call him Peter. He's anyway, so he's put a bunch of these different books together. He did it for Dillman, he did it for Leon J. Not Leon J, Wally J, Leo Fong. This one is for Bram Frank. So we're kind of in, this is like the kind of final draft ish. So he and Amy have been doing a lot of editing. We meet once a month. And so now I'm actually reading it for any things, any issues that I see, because Amy's the teacher, she's the grammar Nazi. And I was like, we can't have 2 grammar Nazis, because I can sometimes be a grammar Nazi, but she's a certified grammar Nazi. Anyway, so I'm reading that. This, we're hoping that this will actually be good to print and ready for sale in June. So we want to get it as soon as possible, so we can get Bram some money, because all funds will actually, all profit, because of course, there's production fees and all that kind of stuff, but all profit will end up going to Bram Frank for that book. So, and then I don't have any in front of me, but of course, I've written a bunch of different books. I have a new book out, The Basics of Modular. And it's so funny. So check this out. So for those of you who don't know, I have the honor of being the inheritor of Modular and CSSD and all the things connected. Bram announced that back in July. So there were just some things that, I teach regular modular classes, which are available at Artisan. So we're teaching some classes, and there was just some clarifications that we were going through that I was just like, this needs to be written down. And there was some others, like, I don't know, some aha moments that I had that I was like, this needs to be written down. So I did. I wrote, it's just the basics of Bram Frank's Modular. It covers 1-4-12, 1-2-2. I go into, actually I have the forms. I created forms out of it because I had been doing, what do you call it? I'd been teaching it virtually. So I created a form so people could learn the footwork and the movements without a partner. And so it's very much Bram, because it's modular, but it is also very much me, because it's my take and what I've interpreted from what he's taught. So of course there's a lot of Bram speak in there, which actually I do some interpretation of his Bram speak, because sometimes it's really not in English, even though I love you, Bram. Anyway, so I translate some of it to English, so it's a little bit more understandable, because there's some things that he teaches, and then there's some things that he references that he used to teach a lot, but he doesn't. And I just think people should know. So anyway, it's a really quick book. It actually only took me about 2 weeks to put together, and then another 2 weeks for editing and all that kind of stuff. So it was probably the quickest book I put together. I do have a new book in process. It's a Naihanchi book. So if you can imagine Naihanchi plus the crimp, and I'll just kind of leave it there. I will probably have like little TikTok videos of different techniques or applications and stuff as we're going on, but it's something that I thought about doing, just kind of in the back of my head, but it was just like, yeah, I don't know. And then at the last seminar, because Bram was just here, we had a fantastic seminar with Bram. Harvey came down, and he's like, you know what, Mish, your next book, your next book should be Naihanchi plus crimp. And I was like, well, yeah, sure. I mean, we could do that. I mean, I kind of already thought about it, but I wasn't totally serious about it. And but then I was like, well, because this isn't, it's also his idea. I've talked Harvey into being part of it. So Harvey and I are collaborating. It's going to be a really awesome book. When it's going to come out, I have no idea. I've already started writing it, and I've done pictures for the kata. So at least, the kata's in there, and it'll probably contain other stuff that, for the crimp that I've done for the user certification class and all that kind of stuff. But, it's been coined that the crimp is the best non-lethal tool in your toolbox. I'm paraphrasing, but it's one of those where the crimp is, and this is from Harvey, and I don't know exactly how he said it, but I think it's also the best Kyusho tool that Kyusho practitioners are not using. So we'll get into that. So I'm half done. I was thinking, so I didn't really know how long I would do this for, but I was thinking maybe I'll drink a cup of tea. And yes, it is a Dutch cup because it's big. And then of course I'm squirreling. When I'm done with a cup, I would be done with the stream. But yes, it is a Dutch cup because it's big. I've gotten those little, I got cups for the Star Trek stuff, and I got cup, got cup for, what do you do it? For the school through, Vistaprint. Yeah, those cups are just too small. I need a big cup. And this cup, I don't know where we got it. I don't know if Winston got it for us, or maybe we got it from the Goodwill or something like that. But it's this nice big cup. And because I'm a Dutch freak, I have no problem supporting Dutch. So even though I'm not really drinking Dutch tea out of it. Anyway. All right. So I got 4 people watching, but only 3 people have commented. Who else is out there? Or can you come? Or maybe you're listening in the car and you can't text. That's fine. Well, I was okay. So, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not ready to go there on that one. All right. Well, honestly, I think that's all for now. It's been about 30 minutes. I wasn't expecting anybody to tune in. So I appreciate those who tune in, and not sure if this is going to be a daily thing. I've been thinking, it's so funny. I have been thinking, and I might be repeating myself, I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. Being off for 2 months, not having done a dojo chat or even a Star Trek podcast. It's just my wife is like, why aren't you doing those? You're off, you're working on the school, you should do this. Cause I actually really enjoyed this, strangely, talking into the online world and not knowing really who's watching or who's going to turn in, or if anybody is turned in. I've done entire podcasts. I've done entire podcasts where not one person tuned in, and I was totally okay with it. I don't know. It's it's weird. Oh, more Star Trek. Okay. So, don't know if you guys, well, actually not necessarily just Star Trek. I might go off into a little thing because I still have tea left. So, Picard, Star Trek Picard. Not a big fan of season 1. I enjoyed season 1. There were some, some nostalgia thing. I love seeing Riker and Troy. So there, it was kind of a good and bad thing. I liked some of the stuff, didn't like other stuff. But Picard, I was like, okay, season 2 of Picard, he was promoted as time travel. For me, I think Star Trek overdoes time travel. And after watching DS9, they've way, and even Discovery, they have way overdone the Mirror universe. I mean, are you kidding me? And just on a side note with DS9, I actually had watched DS9 about a year ago, before I started the whole year of Trek thing. And so I was actually kind of looking forward to, I'm going to get to watch DS9 again. You know what? As a whole, I really don't like DS9. I mean, it got better. It got better towards the end. It got better with Worf. But yeah, I don't like the Odo character. Even though Nana Visitor is hotter than shit. I don't like the Kira character. Terry Farrell, she's aged well. I actually liked Dax a lot better than. But the one thing I really, really, really like about, and I know we started on Picard, but this is just, I'm just getting this. If anybody knows me, I bounce around. I might just be diagnosed with ADHD. So this is my squirrel. Sisko, I think, is probably one of the better characters that they've created for Star Trek. And the relationship that they have created for Sisko and his son Jake, I think, was amazing. And I think some of the better episodes in DS9, some of the better episodes were centered around him or them. I do not like how they ended his character. Forget about all the behind the scenes stuff and how Paramount pretty much, fucked Avery Brooks over when it came to any future acting gigs. But I think I don't like the way they left the character. I just don't. Now Rob says O'Brien got fleshed out well. O'Brien, what an amazing character. Like, I would love to see. So getting back to Picard, season 3 is going to have pretty much everybody except for Wesley, which I know that Will Wheaton has come out and said, I'm hurt, but I'm not hurt. It is what it is. I'll still get to see everybody on my podcast. No, fucking Wesley Crusher got screwed. He should be in there too. And Rob and I have texted back and forth about our thoughts on how a possible Wesley return for season 3 would be good for Picard. Yeah, O'Brien, what amazing. So from season 1 to all the way, I mean, like, one of the longest running characters, just like Worf. I mean, Worf is probably longer because he's ended up in the movies and now into Picard season 3. So we'll actually get to see some of that. But so Picard season 2. I was looking forward to it, even though it had time travel. And time travel, yeah, like I said, Star Trek overdoes time travel. it's about a 50-50 when it comes to time travel and Star Trek doing it well. Even though Lisa hates the movie, of course, you got to point out the Voyage Home. That was done well. Sometimes I think they just use it as a trope just to tell a story, and I don't know. It has to be done well. Season 2 of Picard is fracking amazing. Like the first episode, I think I told Rob this, and my wife and I talked about it. I was like, if the second episode is as good as the first episode, the second episode has to be as good as the first episode. And it was. And then the third episode was as good as, like, every episode has been amazing. Now, the last episode was pretty good. The previous 2 episodes, I can't remember what episode they're on, but I think we've only got 2 weeks left, and I think it's 10 episodes. So I think it was episode 8 that just aired. But there were 2 episodes that were weird, but they weren't bad. It was just like, okay, they went there. I think it's amazing how many science fiction fans are fucking stupid. So people think that the dude that plays Bashir is the same person who plays Baltar, because they were like, oh, they brought back Siddig to play Picard's father. No, that was James Callis. That's Baltar. Like, Baltar is Picard's dad. Like, that is so cool. So yeah, I and the voice. I mean, like, yeah, okay, so they're both English actors, but I'm sorry, they have distinctive voices. It's like, not all English people sound alike. Not all Black people look alike. I mean, it is like they are 2 different characters. Yes, they're 2 different actors. Yes, they look very, very close, but no, they're not. But that was an amazing cameo, or not necessarily cameo, but like, I guess it could be a cameo. I mean, what would define a cameo? Like, just a one scene, like, oh, I see him in the background, or like him being in the show. Even though it is joked that Boba Fett is the best cameo ever in his own show, but we won't go there. Yeah. So Picard season 2 is amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they kind of tie everything up. And of course they do, because season 3 it's already been filmed. And of course season 2 will end, and on the same night, Strange New Worlds will premiere. This show, I'm really looking forward to. I was not looking forward to Voyager, Discovery, even though I watched it. I eventually watched it. I think season 2 was out when I finally eventually watched all of season 1, because I watched the first episode of season 1 of Discovery and was appalled. But it's Star Trek, And actually, after watching I have not seen season 4 of Discovery yet. I plan to, but I've really found that as the writers have tried to correct their mistakes from season 1 and make it a show of its own, no matter what, I just don't like the Michael Burnham character. It's plain. Like, there's other characters like Tilly. And I know something happens to Tilly in season 4, and I don't know what it is. I just know that it happened because it was like all over the fucking internet. She's actually one of my favorite characters. And then there's that one comedian. She's an engineer. Can't remember her name. They write her and she acts in it amazingly. So like I do have there are some characters on there that I really enjoy. But yeah, Michael Burnham is just not. I equate it to Anakin, and for those of you who have have heard this before, this is my. So George Lucas absolutely loved how Hayden Christensen and I don't know the little kid's name. I can't remember the little kid's name, but the two actors who played Anakin, George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars, he created the character. He was like, the way that they portrayed that character was exactly the way that he saw it. And, Hayden Christensen got crap about the character, and the other kid, the Jingle Bells kid, I don't know. I don't know I can't remember his name, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name. But anyway, like he's got like mental health issues. Like people really came down on that poor kid. Maybe we shouldn't hate the actors. Maybe we just don't like the character. Like, maybe we just don't like Anakin. And maybe that's on purpose. We're not supposed to like him because he is a sniffling little shit that becomes Darth Vader. Jake Lloyd. Thank you, Rob. See, Rob's always there for me. Jake Lloyd. Yeah, Jake Lloyd got a lot of shit. So anyway, there's maybe, yeah, I wouldn't say that they're the worst actors in the world. Hayden Christensen has actually done some really, if anybody has seen, what is it? Oh, he plays opposite. Oh, shoot. Now it's okay. Rob, I don't know if you're working or not. I don't want to look up Hayden Christensen. It was maybe around the time Star Wars came out, or just before. The title has, if you could look it up, you don't have to, but his, it has to do with building a house, or it's not Cider House Rules, or it might be Cider House Rules. But it has a house in his name. It came out early 2000s, or yeah, sometime around there. Anyway, Hayden Christensen was actually really good in that movie. So he's not a bad actor. It's just a bad character. So yes, multitasking. And I could probably look it up too, but I can't talk and mess on my phone at the same time. So multitasking really isn't a thing. And I actually have a book about that. Not that I wrote, but it's actually talking about the myth of multitasking. So anybody, it's an amazing read. So when it comes to Michael Burnham's character, yeah, I just don't like the character. So, let's see. But yes, Strange New Worlds. If anybody has not seen Life is a House, yes, thank you, Rob. Life is a House. Hayden Christensen. I don't know who plays his dad, but I remember it being a really good movie. I'm a crier when it comes to some movies and some commercials, but we won't go there. It was really good. Yeah. So anyway, if it's on Netflix or Hulu or whatever streaming service, I suggest it. Just give it a look. Anyway, so in season 2 of Discovery, we are introduced to Captain Pike, and played by Anson Mount. And we also get to meet Una, number one. And of course, we get to meet a younger Spock with a beard. And Spock gets, Kevin Kline was his dad. Yes, Kevin Kline was his dad. Great movie. We only really get to meet Captain Pike originally in the cage. And the way that Anson Mount plays his character and the way the character was written is totally how I imagined Captain Pike being. Forget the Kelvin universe, but the way that that's Captain Pike. Anson Mount killed it. And he killed it so much that not just I felt that way, but a ton of people felt that way. And it was such a great thing that the fans were like, please give us more. And Paramount was like, sure, we'll give you more. And on May 5th, we are getting Strange New Worlds with the Enterprise. They've... there's already some questions that have come up. Nothing that I'm like overly concerned about or like, oh my God, they can't do that. But just some questions. I mean, like, I think Dr. Mbanga, which we do meet in the original series, I think that that's great that they're bringing him back for this series, but he's the chief medical officer, or at least he's promoted as the chief medical officer. So that means his ass got demoted when McCoy came on board, because he and McCoy are doctors together on the Enterprise. If he was the chief medical officer, then like, what the hell? So that's kind of a question. How are they going to answer that? But I'm so looking forward to it. Yeah, May 5th is just going to be fantastic. I mean, May the 4th be with you is going to be awesome. And instead of Revenge of the 5th, it's just going to be, Revenge of the 5th is basically going to be Star Trek going, guess what? The day after we're doing Star Trek. The day after Star Wars, we're doing Star Trek. So, and it's probably going to be better. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to it. My only question is that they're already filming season 2, or they already have filmed season 2, which is awesome because season 1 hasn't even aired and they're doing season 2. And they have some guy, apparently he's well known, I have no idea who he is playing Kirk. So, and Kirk has stripes, like captain's bars on his uniform. So how does that work? Because Kirk was not a captain of anything before he commanded different things as a lieutenant, but he was never a captain until he actually got to the Enterprise. So I don't know. That's one question. I don't know how they're going to tell that story. Hopefully it won't be time travel. Anyway. And what's really cool is it June 2nd, my birthday, June 2nd, there's going to be an episode. Like they've already put out like the first 5 episodes and I guess the titles and the dates, and June 2nd is one of the dates. So I get to watch Star Trek on my birthday, a new episode. Yes. I still have tea. Oh, shoot. Almost 50 minutes. And I got 6 people watching. Amazing. I know the number's been going up and down. If you have not chimed in, I want to see who's put in the comments. Say hi. I'd love to see who's chiming in or checking in on me. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Halo. I'm not a video game guy. I've played, I think the one game that I've actually played from beginning to end is Myst. That's how old I am. Myst. played it on a PC. Yeah, it didn't age well. The books are great. I have all 3 books, but anyway, Halo. So I don't know who produces it. I think it's a Paramount Plus show. I'm not sure. And I got tired of my wife going, "Oh, we're not going to watch, certain shows because I want to binge watch it." And I'm like, I don't. Like, let's just watch the first episode and see. Oh my gosh. It's an amazing show. Like, it's really, really good. I was told that the last episode, which I have seen, I'm totally caught up. Totally caught up. I was told one of the guys at the Dutch Brothers I go to, Ryan, he's the manager over there. He says, because I hadn't seen it just yet, I'm a little bit behind schedule. And so he's like, yeah, he says this last episode, it was the best episode so far. And I watched it and I'm like, it's not the best episode. It was really good, but I wouldn't say it's the best episode. So yeah, thank you, Rob. It is a Paramount Plus. But you don't have to be a Halo fan. You don't have to be a video game person to enjoy the show. This is just a really good science fiction TV show. Like, it's not hokey. It's got some good writing. It's got some mystery. Like, the blonde, how long has she been around? And I almost wonder, for those, and the short-haired blonde chick with the aliens, I want to say that her and Master Chief are siblings. Just saying, because there's something up with Master Chief when he's a kid. Like the blonde doctor, she was all in that. Anyway, so just some theories on that. Just what a great show. I mean, I've been focused really on the school. So I haven't even gotten to watch Raised by Wolves, but season 1 was amazing. I thought it was just what a great show. Little weird, but a great show. I know season 2 is out. In fact, I think it might be all the way out. Not sure. So at some point I will have to watch that, but I'm looking forward to watching that as well. Okay. Shoot, I could just talk forever. And my tea is cold, but that's okay. It's actually pretty good tea. All right. So I'm going to scroll through here. Oh, okay. So for those of you on Facebook who don't see Thomas, I don't know if, what you guys, all the streams that can see. So Thomas, I think this is in relationship to Mbanga getting, does he get demoted? He says he loses a red shirt in surgery. Okay. That's pretty good. I like that. Rob is like, now he's now chief medical officer of the night shift. Okay, that might be good. Let's see who else is. What did I miss? In relationship to my comment of cameo, I'd consider it more of a casting for the length he was in the episode. But yeah, Boba was a great cameo in his own show. Okay, that was my question of what would define a cameo. Let's see, what else did I miss? Did I not mention out? The week after New Worlds comes out, I want to have you on my internet radio show where we can chat some. Oh, Rob, absolutely. Yeah, totally. Message me, let me know how I can help you out with that or be on. Absolutely. I'm totally game for that. And then I'll shout out to everybody, and so we get some more listeners. Oh, absolutely. I'm totally down. Totally down. Bill, yes, after we get off, I will be expecting your call. Let's see. Okay. There we go. All right. So, thank you all for tuning in. Tomorrow is a new day. I've got some Star Trek to watch. Like I said, I'm about 6 episodes behind, so we'll at least be able to talk some Star Trek, maybe some martial arts, and I don't know, maybe we'll get more people to listen in. All right, so until next time, I want everyone to be safe, and if any of you guys are training, train hard, be nice. All right. Peace out, and I will see you on the next one.